Welcome to Shrimperscast with me, Steve Mansfield.
And me, Paul Hill. On today's mini-pod.
Score draw at the Hall as Shrimpers usher in new era with a solid point at home against York City.
New signings impress, but Kev has gaps to plug as exits leave Southend short in key positions.
And we've got a bumper Paul's previews as Blues go away to Hartlepool on Saturday.
Before National League new boys Boston United visit the seaside on Tuesday.
Hello, and welcome to Shrimperscast. I'm sat here with Paul. Paul, how you doing, mate?
Ahoy! All the better for seeing you, Squire. How are you?
Yeah, all good, thanks, mate. All good. You're obviously in a good mood because the season has started. Before we get onto that, though, you've just been struggling with the local parking in my area, right?
Horrendous.
It's a nightmare, isn't it?
Man, yeah.
Imagine living here.
Man, how'd you do it?
Just tear your hair out every day. For those that don't know, I live in Lee, and it's just an absolute nightmare. It's
mate, I've parked 3 roads away. I've got a small hike back to the car after this.
And that's just daily life for me. So
I know, 10 o'clock on a, what is it? What day are we on?
It's like,
Wednesday.
I know, exactly. You can feel my pain. So, Paul, how have you been aside from your parking woes? You all right?
Good. Yeah, brilliant. I recovered from my hangover.
Yeah,
what a celebration it was on down at the Hall on Saturday. Just a relief of going in there with my boy, because we never knew if we'd be coming back, would we? So to be there, the tifo was brilliant. Everyone holding their cards up. We all absolutely, we could have lost that game. I don't think anyone would have cared. It was just a joyous occasion back to be there. But yeah, it's really good. Looking forward. Now the season's kicking in. Football's everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
Yeah. So it's back. There were a load of Carabao Cup games last night I was keeping an eye on. But it's going to be non-stop. And we've got 2 Southend fixtures coming up, which we'll preview shortly in the podcast. So today's is just a wee one, a mini one.
Yep.
No special guest this week. So it's just Paul and I taking everyone through the York game and also previewing those 2 games next week. So, Paul, York City, tricky-ish opening game, good point. And how was it? How was Southend?
Well, like I said, it was a bit of a celebration. We had a big round of applause for Alan Little, the ex-player manager who represented both sides. So that was a great touch. I've got a soft spot for York because of all the help that they gave. They came down in numbers as well.
Yeah, they were class last season.
Absolutely class. You've got to take your hat off to them. And, we've been following them. They've signed really well. They've recruited really, really well. So you knew it was going to be a humdinger. But I was slightly surprised in the first half. I don't know if we were brilliant and York were rubbish, or, York just had a bit of a stinker first half, because I thought we were brilliant.
Yeah.
First half, I thought Cav Miley, oh my word, played like a man possessed. He was fantastic, absolutely incredible. The new signings looked good, Gubbins looked good. You could see what Josh Walker was trying to do when he was linking up with Cardwell, and when we were going forward, the little runs that he was making. Some of them didn't quite work out. Gus was Gus.
So Gus got a goal on just after quarter of an hour or so. Coker with the free kick, whipped in near post. Yeah. Gus sort of used his experience, I suppose, and sort of brushed his man aside and got the nod
on. I mean, he had a great game. He was industry Gus. Have that. Yeah, very in his play. Just you know what you're getting with Gus, don't you? So really, absolutely had a great game, great first half. But I don't know what happened at half time. I think York got in, and their managers obviously put a rocket up every single one of their backsides, because it was all York that second half.
Yeah.
And they played well. York played really, really well. We were lucky not to lose that game, I thought. I know you could say, looking at the game, we played well for the first half, they played well second half, so a draw's a fair result. But sucker punch with that John Lewis getting the goal kind of late on. But 1-1, you take that. We got our club back. Yeah. A full Roots Hall. Brilliant stuff. And now we can just get on that down and look forward to climbing the table, because there were some decent results. There's some good sides in this division this year.
Absolutely.
And York are going to be right up there, I think, hopefully with us.
Yeah. So Southend had made 3 brand new signings, which we went through. If you haven't listened to last week's podcast, do give it a listen, because we had Joe from Shrimperscast breaking down the 3 new signings as much as he could. So give that a listen if you haven't. But 2 of them got onto the pitch.
Gubbins looked good.
Yeah,
I like. Yeah, he's showing up to be a good player for us again. Coming back, we had him on loan, so we know what he's all about.
He came on 54 minutes, I think, just in that. Came off at 54 minutes.
Yeah. Morton came on to replace him. Josh Walker, he looks good. He's very quick. Things will click for him. You can see that. You can see what they're trying to do. I think him and Cards are going to have a great partnership up there. I think it's going to look tasty. And Waldron as well, he came on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we were up against it at that time. But we know what Waldron's all about. He's got the pace, he's got the skill. But I was chatting with Bernie after the game.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just chattering away of looking, because Bridge, he wasn't all at it really in that second half. I think he was moving into a more central kind of position. You could see the hole that Fongook's left, down that left with Ralphie, and, you had them 3, didn't you, really bossing it down the left.
Yeah, he was a very specific type of kind of midfielder, wasn't he? And I think Joe talked about this last week, about how, the remaining midfielders, now that Wes has gone, are all quite similar in a way. They like to sort of retain possession and play it sideways, but maybe not the risk takers that you need.
Yeah.
So
we're missing that.
Yeah,
we're missing that guy who can unlock the door.
Yeah, and just a bit of bravery and just run at them, basically.
That's it.
Yeah,
exactly that. A nice, tricky, burst into the box kind of player that we're missing there, because. Credit to Southend, we dug in. York came at us. We were very solid. We dealt with everything they kind of threw at us. But going forward, we get through the midfield and then nothing. We just ran out of ideas. But it's early doors. We're not going to batter them after the first game of the season, are we? Yeah. But you can see where we can improve
and can strengthen
as well. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the number 1 position really that you think is kind of lacking in. Up front, obviously, you've got a few options there, but potentially another striker up top as well. I hear. So, that all sounds decent. Was there any player that you would particularly pick out as your Southend United man of the match, Paul? Was it anyone standing out for you?
Well, just going off that first half, I thought, Coker and Miley were brilliant. I'll have to give it to Cav Miley.
Yeah,
because he's started strong. Really, he was just brilliant. That's what Cav Miley of old.
Yeah,
Cav Miley we all know and love.
Yeah,
and I'll give it to him, because really impressive. Hopefully we take that in to the tricky game away up north on Saturday. But decent.
Good stuff. But more than that, more than the result, just happy to have your club back. What was the atmosphere like?
Buzzing.
Yeah.
Incredible. The tifo was cracking.
Yeah.
Everyone flashing their cards. That was great to see around around the stadium. Just everyone was just joyful. It was brilliant. It was just we got it back. Now we can stop moaning about performances and everything else instead of. Did you see the plaque someone put up?
No.
Oh, these blue plaques.
Yeah.
Where people used to live and all these things. Someone's gone and stuck one near the club shop saying that, Ron Martin, foul chairman. Effing love this club. Rat.
Nice.
It's brilliant.
Nice.
Absolutely, yeah. So I don't know how long that's going to stay up there. Hopefully for a little while longer.
Nice. And there's a scoreboard.
Mate, have you seen it?
An operational...
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah?
Yeah, but there was a couple of teething things, like the time was going on and off.
Yeah.
But, mate, I was blown away by it, because they'll be reading out the team sheet. I mean, you can see our little players' faces on there and everything. It's like...
Wow. Yeah. The future has arrived. Well, the present has arrived.
It has. It's brilliant.
I saw that Southend were advertising for a scoreboard operative, didn't I? And I screenshotted that and sent it to our little chat. And yeah. Times are looking up when you're recruiting for a scoreboard operative.
Well, I know. Well, have you known? Well, they're all recruiting now, the club, aren't they? Whether that be from hospitality to school. Oh man, Joe Gubbins needs to get on that. Not Joe Gubbins.
I saw there was
He needs to get on that first team analyst.
There was a bit of a Twitter storm with thousands of people recommending.
I would love it if he got that job,
because
he goes into such detail, doesn't he? And But yeah, so things are certainly looking up at the club.
Things are looking up.
First day in, first game in, and we're already excited.
And already got a point on the board.
Already got a point on the board, yeah.
Come the end of the season, that will be valuable.
Well, it's a long season, and there's going to be bumps along the way, but I can't see it's going down. But yeah, we've got to be looking at
playoffs,
a minimum.
Yeah. Cool. So, as we've said, the fixtures are coming thick and fast, as usual, in the National League. And Southend's next 2 fixtures will be previewed shortly by Paul. So, it's Hartlepool away and Boston at home. So, after a short break, we'll be back with that.
Wallop.
Welcome back, and now it's time for everyone's favourite part of the show.
Paul's previews.
Paul, double header for Paul's previews today. 2 games. So first one is a tricky trip up north away to Hartlepool. Paul, what have you got for us?
A 500-mile round trip.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm not doing it though,
Better fill
unfortunately.
your car up.
No, I can't do it. I've got work, unfortunately. But otherwise I would be there. But yeah, Hartlepool, well, it's going to be a tricky one. They've had a really good start to the season, winning 1-0 away at Yeovil.
Yeah.
What a boot that is for them. Hartlepool, Yeovil. And there's me complaining of a 500-mile round trip. Blimey. But no, we know what they're all about. They just missed out, didn't they, really, on the playoffs by not too much.
I think they finished 12th,
yeah,
season,
12th, something like that, wasn't it? But we know, they've got some quality players in there. Mancini, we clapped him off at Roots Hall. He was that good. And Emmanuel Duizervi, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Apologies if I got that wrong. He hit 23 goals last season. We know he's a massive threat, and he's yet to get on the score sheet. So, he's going to be chomping at the bit to get going. So it's going to be a very, very tricky game. We always have a good game kind of when we go up there. But, But, you've got to win these games if you're going to be up there this season. Again, I think they're another team that are going to be up there.
Yeah,
or
going to be
thereabouts.
pushing. Yeah.
They are.
It's going to be quite tight, isn't it? There's going to be, who knows if someone will run away with it like Chesterfield did last season. But it was pretty tight from that point down, wasn't it? And there was like a lot of competition. And if Southend hadn't had the points deduction, they would have been up there in that mix as well. So it's a very competitive division. So what are you hoping for? What's your prediction? It's hard to make a prediction at this stage of the season. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
You got the last one right, kind of.
There was only 2 goals out.
You said
I changed my mind though, didn't I?
First you gave it a Desmond. You said it'd be a 2-2. Then you changed it to a 3-2. But if you'd have stuck with your original, you could have kind of got away with saying it was a score draw. It was 1-1.
Look what you could have won.
Look what you could have won. So this game against Hartlepool, what's your prediction?
Well, I'm going to just have a look at the historical data.
Yeah.
We haven't lost on the road since the 27th of January.
Wow.
So, away at Chesterfield. So, just by going on that, I am going to go with another draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Hartlepool, they're really going to... Good, just because they, good start away at Yeovil, had a brilliant season last season, winning their league. It's a tough place to go and get a result. They're at home. And they're going to fancy themselves a lot. But we're really good on the road. We've got a lot of good positives to take away from our first half away at York. So
At home to York.
At home to York, sorry. Yeah. If we can just build on that, it's shaping up to be another good game. So I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
What a lot of words to get to a draw. Good stuff. So that's the first game. That's this Saturday.
Yes.
If you're travelling up, we hope you have a great day. We will be hoping to get our man in the stands, Diversity, aka Pip, on next week.
Love that.
If he's available to fill us in on how that game goes, and then in quick succession,
yes,
we'll be welcoming a new team, a new National League team, Boston, who were promoted from the National League North via the playoffs last season. So they're one of these teams that everyone else in the division, or everyone else certainly in the playoffs, would have been like, for God's sake, really? Because they finished towards the lower end of that sort of those playoff positions. the positions 2 to 7 get into the playoffs, and they finished 6th. And they won the thing. So there'll be a lot of...
That's the beauty of the playoffs, though.
It's either the beauty or the beast of the playoffs, I suppose, depending on your perspective on it. But well done to Boston for kind of making that jump. Again, going to be difficult for you to predict this one. But what have you got for us, Paul?
Well, like you just said, they finished 6th in their division, and hard fought win through the playoffs to go up. But I think they are in danger of being the whipping boys of this division, I feel.
Yeah.
They got absolutely thumped at home the first game of the season, 3-0 at home to Rochdale.
Yeah.
Can I see him beating us at the Hall? No, not really. I'm one for ex-players coming back to bite us on the bum.
Yeah.
But they've got one of ours down there.
Yeah.
The one and only Dan Mooney.
Dan Mooney.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Well, he left us, didn't he? Went to Altrincham, and he's left them on a free now after 15 games, and he's down at Boston.
Right.
So we'll see what he's got for them down there. But, I can't really see Boston doing much damage, really, in this division, unfortunately. I might be surprised, but I think they're going to be in the bottom 6 for the majority of the season.
So a good opportunity for Southend to get that first home win, get that form rolling, and to make the Hall the fortress that we know it can be.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And, you take, wouldn't you, 4 points out of these next 2 games, I think.
Yeah.
We hit the ground running. But I can see that happening. No disrespect to any Boston United fans listening out there, but I do feel it's going to be a bit of a struggle for them this season.
Do you want to put a scoreline on that prediction, Paul?
Yeah, I'm going to go deep on this one. 4-0.
4-0.
Yeah, I think the things are going to start to click.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see the first goals from Josh Walker and Harry Cardwell, and I'm going to go as well, Ollie Kensdale.
Okay.
With a header.
Nice.
That's what,
Very precise. Get some money on that. You'll get some very long odds on all of those.
And an own goal. There we go. I'm going to throw in an own goal as well. There we are. There's your 4.
You'll be a millionaire if you stick a quid on that. Good stuff, Paul. As ever, thanks ever so much for joining me.
Always a pleasure, never a chore, dear boy.
That was a very high-pitched version of your catchphrase. And also massive thanks to all of you out there. As we've said, if you are going up to Hartlepool, have a great time. And both me and Paul will be at the Hall. That rhymes, and it wasn't intended. On Tuesday, so
come and say hello.
Yeah, come and say hello. All that's left to say is big thanks to you all, and up the Blues.
Up the Blues.